Protesting against rent increases. We'll have the latest.
We're at the South Bay Courthouse where a man accused of a fatal hit and run in Imperial Beach is being arraigned.
San Diego police put out an alert and they're looking for victims of illegal towing in the city.
A new lawsuit claims this private restaurant and wedding venue at the Coronado Golf Course is in violation of the city's lease agreement for these public lands. Details coming up.
We meet the writer and director of the award-winning film Scuba, which was shot right here in Poway.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts right now.
We begin tonight with a desperate plea from renters in Del Sur who are fighting back against corporate landlords they say are pricing them out of their homes. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Anna Laurel in for Marcella Lee. Those residents that live in the area near Del Norte High School are holding a rally that started about an hour ago. That's where we find CBS 8's Richard Allen. Richard, what are these people saying?
Well, that's right. They say that they cannot afford the rent here. They live here at Fairbanks Commons here in the neighborhood. They're calling Black Mountain Ranch, most of them senior citizens and others on fixed incomes. That rally, as you mentioned, going on right now. In fact, let's take a look at some video of that rally as we're speaking here. Now, they say that overall in the past 6 months or so, these tenants have received rent hikes amounting to about $300 to $400 a month. And that translates to about a 23% rent increase for these folks who, again, are mostly living on fixed incomes. Now, we did receive a statement from Chelsea Investment Corporation. That's the management company for Fairbanks Commons here. They say that they understand rent increases of any amount cause a burden to families here, and that rent hikes are not considered without a thorough analysis of operation and maintenance needs, and also remain within the regulations of the county's housing agency. They also say, quote, unfortunately, with today's economic challenges impacting all sectors, we have been forced with operating budgets that are no longer sustainable in the current environment, end quote. They're also encouraging residents here to reach out to the community managers of the apartment for assistance, but that is little comfort for these tenants. Here's what some of them had to say.
What's the difference between being able to eat, pay rent, and being homeless? My 81-year-old mother lives with me as well, and we can't make ends meet hardly. And it's just been really hard, more and more that they hike the rent, and we don't really know what to do.
We really are stuck. I mean, it's not, I'm going to probably have to go find a job.
Some of the people here are terrified that they're going to end up homeless. That's the reality. That's the reality that many people face. Many of the people in the working class are paycheck to paycheck. They can't afford a $1,000 emergency, and this is essentially a threat to their lives.
And that last speaker was Rafael Bautista. He's from the San Diego Tenants Union, which organized today's protest. Now, Bautista points out that earlier this year, they organized a similar protest at a low-income housing complex in City Heights, where they were also faced with rent increases. In that case, they were able to get those rent increases lowered. They are hopeful they will be successful here as well. We'll have a full wrap-up on this on CBS 8 at 11 p.m. Carlo and Anna.
Richard, people all over San Diego can relate to that. Thank you. We're learning new details tonight about a deadly crash that shut down northbound lanes of the 805 this morning. It happened just before 7 at Telegraph Canyon Road. CHP says a Toyota Camry caught fire after it somehow lost control and hit a wall. One person died. We're told he was a 23-year-old from Newark in the Bay Area. 2 other men had to be rescued from inside the car. They were taken to Sharp Memorial Hospital with major injuries. Right now, it's not clear what caused the crash, but authorities do not believe intoxication was a factor.
A man is recovering in a hospital tonight after getting his arm caught up to his shoulder in machinery used to make tortillas. It happened this morning at a grocery store at 30th and Ocean View Boulevard in Logan Heights. We're told it took first responders about 45 minutes to disassemble part of the machine enough so they could free the man. He was taken to a hospital with part of that machine still attached to his arm. We don't know right now the extent of his injuries. Tonight, a man accused of a fatal hit and run this week was in court for the first time. He's facing multiple charges, including driving under the influence.
CBS 8's Jasmine Ramirez was inside the courtroom as he was arraigned, and she joins us live tonight with the very latest. Jasmine?
Yeah, that's right. Now, this man is accused of hitting and killing a woman while allegedly under the influence of alcohol Wednesday night. Now, today he pled not guilty. we learned 62-year-old Eric Cox is a nurse at Scripps. He's accused of hitting and killing a woman believed to be homeless. It happened in the 1100 block of Connecticut Street in IB. Through an investigation, deputies learned a red Chevy Camaro with a black racing stripe was seen leaving the area and was likely involved in the crash. Deputies soon found the car and identified Cox as the owner.
So the defendant made contact with law enforcement at the home. Law enforcement officers recognized an odor of an alcoholic beverage emanating from the defendant. The defendant admitted to drinking 2 truly hard seltzers. I believe he stated that they were 16 ounces to law enforcement, and he admitted to drinking those after he got home.
We have learned the victim was 44-year-old Tamara Chambers, believed to be homeless. The sheriff's department says a passerby saw the woman lying in the street before being hit. After the collision, she was pronounced dead at the scene. Cox was being held on $100,000 bail, but today the judge agreed to release him with restrictions.
The more important goal and focus here is not on ensuring his return to court, but on protecting the public. So I am going to impose a lot of the restrictions. I'll go through each one. It'll be a little heavy-handed.
The judge says Cox will not be allowed to drink or possess alcohol or marijuana. He will be required to have an alcohol monitor and be subject to a search without a warrant at any time. He will be allowed to drive and go to his job at Scripps Hospital. Cox is facing charges for manslaughter, felony driving under the influence with injury, and felony hit and run with great bodily injury or death. And under those restrictions, he was released. Now his preliminary hearing is set for September 26th. Carlo, Anna.
Thank you, Jasmine. Today, Governor Gavin Newsom signed a series of laws designed to crack down on retail theft. This is the latest step taken by the governor to combat property theft, with prior steps including a retail crime task force and more funding for law enforcement agencies. These new laws would permit felony charges for a third theft offense, enhance sentences for people who knowingly buy stolen goods to resell later. Also requires online marketplaces to collect information about high-volume sellers.
Bills will strengthen existing laws, they'll enhance other laws, and they will address the challenges that are well outside the purview of previous initiatives and laws like Prop 47.
The Public Policy Institute of California says that in 2022, property crime increased the most in the Bay Area, but actually fell in San Diego County. San Diego police are asking people who they think are victims to come forward as they investigate allegations of illegal towing of vehicles. The investigation focused on S&S Towing, which has an impound lot on El Cajon Boulevard. CBS 8's David Grofferson talked to a man who says he had to pay hundreds of dollars to get his vehicle back.
I saw SWAT. I saw tactical units. They were pointing weapons.
This is cell phone video of San Diego police serving a search warrant on August 5th at S&S Towing Company in the 4100 block of El Cajon Boulevard. They were looking for evidence of an illegal towing racket allegedly being operated over the past 3 years by S&S Towing. The man who recorded the video did not want his name used.
After a while, I did hear a total of 3 pops. I don't know what that meant. I heard the K9 dog.
While serving the search warrant, police say one of the tow truck drivers, 50-year-old Gary White, ran into a nearby office and turned a gun on himself, committing suicide. No arrests were made at the time.
We are looking for more potential victims.
Now San Diego police are asking for the public's help in identifying more victims of illegal towing by S&S.
Right now, at least dozens have been contacted, but there could be potentially hundreds more who have been affected.
Police say the scam targeted immigrants.
It's a diverse community. I mean, we have here folks of African descent, Vietnamese descent, Mexican descent. So I would hate to hear that something was happening like that, targeting certain communities.
I spoke to one of the victims who wanted to remain anonymous. He said his vehicle was towed illegally from this parking lot in Kearny Mesa. He took S&S Towing to small claims court, but lost his case after paying S&S $450 in cash to get his car back. Police say you may be a victim of S&S Towing if your car was legally parked but towed, if only cash was accepted, if the tow truck driver refused to release your car before it was towed, or if the vehicle owner wasn't given a photocopy of written authorization or not given information on how to report wrongful towing. If you think you've been a victim of this fraudulent towing, you can fill out a report online. We've put a link at cbs8.com. David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
All right, David, thank you. Unemployment is rising across San Diego County. New data shows the regional unemployment rate increased to 4.9% last month. That's up from a revised 4.5% in June. San Diego's rate is below California's unadjusted 5.8%, but above the national average of 4.5%. Government jobs saw the biggest month-over losses, while the leisure and hospitality sector saw the biggest job gains. All right, there's still time for you to help San Diegans in need. We've got those details still ahead.
Plus the legal battle teeing off in Coronado over what some are calling misuse of public land.
And summer 2024 isn't over, but San Diego lifeguards are already thinking about next summer. We'll show you the recruitment efforts coming up.
And we're talking about summertime heat. Now for this weekend, you're going to be in the 70s right along the coast and a little bit of a slight slip in temperatures for inland areas. You're talking about widespread 80s. We'll take a look at your complete forecast coming up.